him wanting to see you more. You want to leave him curious and wanting to get to know you more. Good evening, lovers. Welcome to my channel and thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit on that notification bell for notification every single time I upload a video. So now, if you're still watching, you probably have been talking to a guy for some time. You both like each other and he has asked you out on a date. So you are excited and you're panicking at the same time because perhaps you're a little rusty just like I am. Now, I want you to grab a drink for this one, ladies, because tonight I'm going to be giving you tips on how to date like a lady in 2021. And these tips will guarantee you that second date, third date, and maybe even get you the man of your dreams. I know first dates can be nerve-wracking and daunting, and I myself am guilty of making some silly mistakes in the past that cost me great men. I know this is going to happen. You're going to be asked on a second date. So just leave a comment down below and let me know how it went. So this gentleman asked you on a date and he say, would you like to come out for a meal with me on a date? And you've said yes because you like him. He's gonna ask you what restaurants would you fancy going to. So this is where you want to be realistic, ladies, and pick a restaurant where you know you can afford most items on the menu, because at the end of this date you are going to offer to pay for part of the bill, because you are a lady. You are not there to be fed by a man. You can afford to feed yourself, so you're going to offer to pay for your part of the bill because it's a first date. And should this date go south, this man is likely to agree to you paying for part of your bill. So I want you to be realistic as possible, and pick a restaurant where you know you can afford most items on the menu, just in case this happens. I know he might be a gentleman and say, oh, that's fine, I've got it. That's okay. And if he does that, ladies, I don't want you to feel pressured to do anything with this man just because he paid for your meal that night. So you should be confident enough to know that even when the man pays for the meal, it doesn't mean you have to give him anything in return. Your date accordingly and try to spend 2 hours maximum on the first date. So we're also going to stick to 1 to 2 drinks on the first date, because we don't want to end up being tipsy and exhibiting bad manners and end up misbehaving, which can lead to us scaring this man off. Mind you, you are trying to earn his respect so that he can ask you on that second date and maybe ask you to be his woman. The next tip, see it this way. You're going on a date to get to know a man who could potentially be your dream man. So show up the lady that you are, dress appropriately, decent. Also, you want to wear your best fragrance, because who doesn't like smelling nice? You want to smell nice on the first day so that this man won't forget you. Avoid unnecessary jewelry. You don't want to be wearing multiple rings, unnecessary necklaces, you know, things that can be a little turn off to a gentleman. Also, you want to avoid 8-inch high heels if you know you cannot walk in time. And if you happen to run a little late, have the courtesy to give him a call and say, look, I'm running a little bit late. I might be 15 minutes late, I might be half an hour late, but I would still love to meet you. You don't want to keep him waiting, because who wants to wait for who? No one wants to wait for anyone. I wouldn't want to be kept waiting. Tip, I cannot stress this one enough. Please, please, please avoid constantly checking on your phone. Put it on airplane mode or put it on silence, and give all your undivided attention to your date. Being on your phone can come across as rude and too busy. So please, you don't want to come across as a busy woman. You don't want to come across as rude. Remember, you are a lady and you are there to win this man. When you're on a date, you you are confident, you are a lady, so you're going to use your feminine energy. You're going to make eye contact, be warm and welcoming, smile and be fun to be around, be engaging as well. Ask follow-up questions on topics you have talked about while you're still chatting. Ask follow-up questions on things he mentioned while he was still trying to get your attention, just to try and get to know this man. So you want to avoid personal questions like how many exes have you had. You're not going to discuss exes on the first date. You are not going to talk about how good one is in bed on the first date. You are not going to ask him questions like, do you see us together? Because that will come across as scary, and some men don't like that. You are there to get to know this man, so give it time. There is no rush. Just take your time to get to know him. Don't rush it. Don't ask any personal questions. While you're talking to this man, you want to express yourself in a polite, ladylike manner. Remember not to bombard him with your accomplishments, not that they don't matter, but for the fact that you are not there to present your resume. If you need to discuss these things, or if you need to let him know, you still got a second date and third date and maybe a few other more dates to come for you to tell him these things if you feel like you need to tell him. But please keep them away from the first date. Don't mention them on the first date. They are not necessary. Table manners at the restaurant is very crucial. Please avoid ordering messy food like wings, ribs, burgers, because those can be quite messy to eat. You want to stick to something that is easy to eat and that you can easily eat with your fork and knife if you're comfortable eating with that. If I happen to ask you a question while you're eating, please make sure that you do not respond with a mouthful. That could be quite a turn off. So what you're going to do is swallow your food and then give him the response to the question he asked. I know this is going to happen. You're going to be asked on a second date. So just leave a comment down below and let me know how it went. Trust me, ladies, after this first date, this man is going to be on the phone with his mates ranting about how he's been on a wonderful date with a wonderful lady. Leave him curious, wanting to know you more. I mean, you've had a conversation with him, you've dropped words that make him wonder, what kind of a woman is this? I would like to get to know her. And he is more interested on getting to know you more. So you're going to leave this man curious and you leave him wanting to know you more. This is why he's going to ask you on a second date. And when he asks questions like, what is it that you like in a man? You're going to make your answer as broad as possible. Here's what you rather say. I would like a man who's generous, with a bit of chivalry and thoughtful. You want to avoid saying things like, I like chocolate, I like flowers, I like shopping, because even if those things, they make your heart glow, you want to avoid putting it out like that, because some men will literally shape shift just to get in your good books. So you want to leave the ball in his hands for him to prove himself that he is the man to keep or to see again. Just because a date was a success and it felt great, it does not mean that you have won the man already. So you want to go on a few more dates to get to know him and see if he's really the man you want to be with. But not least, here's the thing, we are dating on a 90-day rule. So we do not give out action within the first 90 days. We see this man for at least 90 days to make sure that he is convincing enough to be with. I know this is going to happen. You're going to be asked on a second date. So just leave a comment down below and let me know